wanted to share this trick that I discovered with Neocolor II Crayons, but first, let me tell you how I ended up with 2 sets of 30 count. I ordered a set of 30 from Amazon because I feel like this is priced just right to start my collection of the crayons. Then I will gradually add to my collection by buying individual colors I don't have from By the Well for God. They have a special where you can buy 10 and get one free. Anyway, when I received my order, all but 3 were broken. All the tips down in the paper were broke. When you pick the crayons up, the tips would literally just fall out. So I emailed customer service at Amazon, and long story short, they were very nice and immediately sent me another set. This set arrived and was perfect. However, while I was waiting for the new set, I did discover I could add a little water at the break and hold it together, and the tip would stick back without noticing it was ever even broke. So there's a tip if you ever have a broken Neocolor II crayon. But anyway, I decided to experiment with the broken set. I grabbed a small Meeden watercolor tin and some half pans to create some watercolors. In order to do this, you will need a sheet of printer paper, a knife, some water, which I use my aqua brush for the water, and something small to stir with. I also use the end of my regular paintbrush to stir the water and the crayon up, and a paint tray. Now, the crayons have a section on the wrapper that is scored that you can tear easily when the crayon gets worn down. What I did was tore the wrapper off of the first section and then took the knife and started shaving off bits of the crayon. I found that much of the crayon, the tip, all the way down to the first score line, is exactly enough to fill my half pans. Next, I chopped the shavings up a little finer so it will be easier to mix and melt with the water. Then I transferred the bits of my crayon to my paint tray. If some of the crayon sticks to the paper, you can go back and scrape it up with your knife. Then I added a few drops of water from my aqua brush. You don't want to add too much water. Just add just a little bit at a time. Just enough to make the pieces stick together. I gently mix with the end of my paintbrush. You can always add a couple of drops of water if you need to. Okay, once it is mixed together, I scoop some up with my brush and add it to my half pan. I press it down and push it into the corners, making sure to use all of my half pan. I keep adding a little more at a time until my pan is full. Once it is full, I use my finger to smooth it over and use a baby wipe to clean the edges. I decided I wanted to label the bottom so I would know exactly what color it is when I'm using color matches from projects. By the Well for God is great about matching colors that will coordinate with their kids. So I cut some all-purpose Avery labels down to size, wrote the color number and name, and placed it on the bottom of the pan. Since this is watercolors, I added some clear tape over the label for some extra protection if water did get on the bottom of my pan. And then I popped the little pans into my tin. This is a great way to gather all the colors together for a project you are currently working on. I added all the colors that By the Well for God match to their current kit this month. And next month, when a new kit releases, I can simply change these out with the new colors. Now this tin is technically only supposed to hold 12 pans, but could easily hold 20, 7 on each side and 6 down the center. If you want, I would suggest if you're going to fill it up like that, I would probably put some glue dots or maybe some double-sided tape under the pans down the middle to help hold them in. But for now, I'm just loading mine up with coordinating colors from the current kit I'm working on, which is On the Road from By the Well for God. I hope you found this little trick helpful. If so, give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.